and welcome to our debate today about the proposed container port to be built at Dibden Bay in Southampton Water. We have with us today three stakeholders in the debate, and they're going to be giving their point of view about whether the container port should be built or not. Okay, to start with, we've got Mr. Port from Associated British Ports, who's going to speak to us about the proposal and why it is important for the local and national economy. Mr. Port.
Thank you. We need to build this container port because we are falling behind with our competitors both here in the UK and in Europe. Without it, the UK will lose out to continental ports such as Rotterdam, Hamburg and Antwerp.
Okay, and why does it need to be built here and now?
Well, over the past few years, Felixstowe has been our main competitor. They've been transporting more units and up to a higher percentage of ports. We're also losing out in Europe, and we're the lowest port.
So in order to remain competitive, Southampton's ports need this new development?
Yes.
Okay. And what advantages will it bring to the local area?
There'll be 1,200 specialist jobs in a 9-year construction plan, and at the end there'll be 3,000 direct and indirect jobs.
Okay, and these are jobs that you think Southampton needs?
Yes.
Okay. Now there's been much criticism about the damage that the proposed port will do to the delicate ecosystems around Southampton Water. Can you tell me, how will Associated British Ports offset that damage?
We're planning to build an on-site tree planting area which will create 137 hectares of wetlands and woodlands. We're also going to be creating a new nature reserve here, which will be a tidal creek for wading birds and migrating birds in the summer. There will also be the creation of 400 hectares of open space and the creation of a new mudflat to compensate for the excavated area.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Port. Right, now the main competitor, the main rival to this development has been English Nature, and we have Miss Craig here today representing English Nature. Miss Craig, can you tell me in what ways will the proposed port be damaging to the environment?
The main worry we have as the English Nature is the amount of oil spills that there are going to be. Even before this port container was built, there was a major oil spill which affected over 700 birds. Another thing is that liquid effluent will be pumped into the water at a high rate. If this occurs, eutrophication will be a catastrophic consequence. Algae will bloom, producing toxins, and when the algae die, the oxygen in the water will be used up, killing all the fish. A final consequence will be that the shellfish which are present in our waters could be contaminated, and when they eat them it could be passed on. So we have to think about the citizens and their health.
Okay, thank you very much. But we heard Mr. Port say that Associated British Ports within their plan are going to be building a tidal creek and some woodland. Can you tell me, will this offset the damage to this delicate salt marsh ecosystem?
There may be 22 cranes which are going to be built, like you said before, in your proposed plan, but this will scare off the wildlife, so they won't be present there anyway, so it would be a complete waste of money and time. You might as well just leave the original construction and natural habitats. And also, the wetlands will also suffer the same fate as the original Dibden Bay waters. It is also a site of special scientific interest. Even if we don't build on it, the biodiversity of the area will be extremely damaged. And finally, there are Ooh.
It's okay, Miss Craig, please carry on.
Finally, there are some things we can't avoid by this construction, which is altering the borderline of the national park. Even if it's only a little bit, its border will carry on being eaten at until there's only a tiny proportion left of it.
So in your opinion, even though the proposal does try to offset some of the environmental damage, this particularly delicate coastal ecosystem will be damaged beyond repair?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, the next person we've got to speak to today is Mr. Benbridge. He's a local resident of Southampton, and he's a member of the Residents Association. Now, Mr. Benbridge, Can you tell me, what do you think about the new container port to be built?
Well, there are both positive and negative aspects about the development. The negative aspects are that there will be more traffic congestion on our roads and in the New Forest National Park, increasing danger for our children. Also, as Ms Craig said, there will be 22 cranes, and this will be in our views, and this will be negative on our environment.
Okay, it may affect the house prices, mightn't it? Are there any positives that you can see for the local residents?
Well, the positive aspects are that there will be 1,200 special construction jobs and 3,000 direct plus indirect jobs. Also, this will increase the migrants to the area, which will increase the services.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, I believe that you have canvassed local opinion. How have you done that, please?
Well, we've held a public meeting for the local council and the residents. The older generation decided that they want to keep it the way it is. They want to have a peaceful retirement. But on the other hand, the younger generation thought it was a good idea because of the new jobs and the new services.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr Bembridge. So, to finish off our debate this afternoon, does anybody have anything final they'd like to say to conclude their argument?
I'd like to refer to my original proposal to Mr Bembridge and Ms Craig, that if we do not build this containment port, businesses will lose business to Europe, therefore goods will go up and you'll have to pay more for food and supplies. And to Ms Craig, there's already a large oil refinery, the largest in Europe, a power station, chemical industries, a Ministry of Defence army base and industrial estates already built bordering the New Forest National Park. What difference will it make for another container port?
Okay, Ms Craig, do you have a response to that?
It will make a big it will make a big change to the area if we carry on building little things, even if they're only minor. It will end up with the whole of the area being very commercial, and there'll be no nature left, which was the original use of it. And also, I'd like to say to Mr Port that tourism is a big source of income as well, and we may lose a large portion of the tourists if we change the natural habitats into concrete. We need to consider everyone's views before going on with this, just because of selfish competition.
Okay, thank you very much for English nature. So finally, as Ms Craig said, we need to consider everybody's views. Now, Mr Bembridge, do you think that your views as local residents are being adequately considered in this proposal?
Well, as we have to live here, we should have the majority of the views, but obviously we don't. And
so do you think that other stakeholders are seen as more important?
yes. I think, as Mr Port said, it's about competition, but I believe it's not.
Okay. Right, thank you very much to our three spokespersons today. So we are yet to see if the Dibden Bay proposal will be accepted by the council and whether the container port will indeed be built. Thank you very much. Goodbye for now.